Bout, just regular Real Bout, not special, not Real Bout 2. It is the 4th Fatal Fury in storyline terms. One of the big things is the art style changed to be a lot more anime, and combos became a lot more chain combo-y. I'm just talking at the moment a lot to... Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to change something. I'm playing this on the PS4. Let's see here. I just have to start the game real quick, and I need to change it to English because I did mess that up. So we're going to go into title select. So this is Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 2. It's basically a wrapper. Like, I'm playing it on PS4, but it's just a wrapper of the PS2 version of the game. I think being emulated, basically. I'm not an emulation expert on what's good or bad emulation. This seems okay, but then, you know, resolution-wise, you can see that stuff from the PS2. We're gonna go... I'm actually gonna go arranged music. And then... Oh, okay. So it's in Real Bout that I have to do the... change it to English, I guess. So this actually had like a chunkier, rounded, more rounded look. I mean, I guess the series always kind of had that, but I don't know. Something about this one seemed chunkier. Maybe it's because Part 3 was a little less chunky. So the storyline goes... Part 1... Terry Bogard's dad got killed a long time ago by this crime lord, Geese Howard. And Geese Howard's setting up basically a fighting game tournament so that he can be in control of people's revenge of that killing. Geese Howard's definitely a crime lord. There we go, English. The town is Southtown, so a lot like... And you can see, like, in that intro, there's a lot of stuff that's evocative of Streets of Rage and things like that. And all that is kind of taking from the old movie The Warriors. This was a SNK game, so it was originally meant for Neo Geo. If I can ever figure out how to... Okay, so I always pick Jin Chun-Rei as my first opponent, just because the difficulty does ramp up as you fight people, and he is one of the tougher people. The small characters, they're hard to hit because everything whiffs over their head. And he has some of the best music too, actually. Like, does this sound that good on cartridge? I kind of have to assume so. Because even his non-arranged music sounds pretty much about the same. Oh, I did end up doing the other, color. You have 3 lines of going into the background or foreground, which it's kind of gimmicky, but you can actually do a fair amount of mix-ups. I mean, if you're doing like top tier play, it probably isn't going to matter too much, but see like that. Here's a good example of whiffing over the top of a small character. You fight every character, or you fight in the same stage for 3 characters in a row. There's just changes in between the stages. This music's nice. I like the piggy in the background. Let's see here, it says beach in the background. Nothing too... No cookies in the background, I guess you would say. Easter eggs, that's the word. Hong Fu, I guess, is just their Bruce Lee guy. Kind of looks cool, but yeah, you know, if you're talking about like characters that have resonated over the years, I wouldn't really put Hong Fu. I wouldn't. You know, maybe there's some big Hong Fu fans, but I just never saw that. Oh, fuck you. There we go. That's what I wanted. Tires? Yeah, okay. That's a good remix of the Bogard music. This is technically the King of Fighters tournament, if I mention that. Bam! Oh! Oh! Maybe I can hit somebody into the foreground. That's what I'll try and do. Yeah. Keep the pressure on. Ripper. Mr. Geese, that's the current chat. Who's Ripper? I think I just noticed that. I can't even think who that is. Duck King. He's been around since part 1. Blue Mary's kind of, I guess, not explicit girlfriend of Bogard, but F buddy. Duck King's the most like warriors villains that beat 'em up thugs. His music's really good in the arranged version. Maybe a arranged version is like all CD quality no matter what. Ooh. Power Dunk is based off of basketball. Terry Bogard is a basketball fan, and he got taught by his dad, who Geese Howard killed. Taught him and his brother some martial arts. He added, let's see, I like that background effect of the subway train. Damn. Ooh, ow. Oh. Ow. You. She has some good music too. Not as good as her brothers though. This is more. Oh, did I? Yeah, okay. A little worried. I don't care for the look of this one, but it just Ooh, that was good. But, you know, just trying to make them look different. I guess they did fine, but... I'm gonna go back, because there's a detail back here that looks okay. That guy messing with the trash and the cat. Ah, that was my bad. I didn't mean to double tap back that second time. I didn't think I did. I thought I just held back. Bam. Wish there was people who did some fan color edits of this specific one, because I'm not necessarily good at doing my own edits without them looking a little funky. Third stage, East Side Park. Yeah, so Fatal Fury's known for their story more. This one's not nearly as story heavy, but part 1 and 2 were known as being more story heavy fighting games. You know, they were originally conceived as like a spiritual Street Fighter 2, in the literal sense. Street Fighter Part 1 was made by a guy who left Capcom. And it was a hit, but he eventually ended up at SNK, and, you know, first final fight was going to be called Street Fighter 89, using the Street Fighter branding, but not literally calling it Part 2. And so, he was coming up with ideas for this game, because this was developed basically at the same time as Street Fighter 2. It's not a copy of Street Fighter 2, really, or Real Bout 1, or Fatal Fury 1 isn't. But, you know, the idea was for it to be bigger than Street Fighter 1, which only had 2 characters. We're going to have 3 characters, we're going to have more storyline, you know, bigger special moves. I think even Fatal Fury 1 kind of had like a Mega Super type gauge thing to it. But just general more moves that would be like the Dragon Punch or the Fireball. And then 3 planes, you know, it had the foreground, background gimmick. And that was its way to be essentially a pseudo-spiritual Street Fighter 2, just not with the same characters. Whereas Street Fighter 2 went more into just straight up really concentrating on that people fighting each other, make it more international, things like that. Ooh, that's a good effect, that lightning effect. Ah, I just hate that. This guy is really good at this range. It's one of the better ring outs. I like that ring out. Kids. Let's see if I can throw somebody into the foreground. This should be a couple kissing or something like that, I think. Yeah. Like, okay, she does have pants. These are brothers. I think they had a special intro. Okay. I have to try to throw him into the foreground. You do that by going into the background and hitting them into the so like that. Ah, damn it. Maybe I won't end up doing it in this playthrough. I wish, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Yay, I got this in English. Now come and fight Terry Bogard. Fatal Fury 1, Geese Howard creates the King of Fighters tournament. This is the King of Fighters tournament, as you saw with some of the backgrounds, they'll say that. Oh, this was like a stage in part 1 that they just decided to take to Under the Bridge, and the perspective's also another background by the same guy who had the original bridge background, so it's kind of an amalgamation of Billy Kane backgrounds, combining them together. Ooh. And there's a part when you do the ring out on the right side that it ends up on fire. So you first throw them into some electricity things. There's a bread and butter combo. Oh, jeez, that perspective. Well, I guess I'm gonna continue. There's good music, though, I think. Unless they arranged music for the continues screen that into bad music. It is. His remix, I think. Actually, don't like it as much. The music seems the same. Wilson, Ryuji, Billy Kane. So I think Ryuji and Billy Kane are always the last two, unless... I don't know. There you go, so he goes into the electricity. If I can get back over to that side of the screen, you can see it on fire, and there's a fire truck trying to put it out. You can see the fire truck right now. Oh, in the remix you can hear the fire truck. Or at least maybe it's on both versions, you'll just only hear it in the beginning. Bam! Good fire effects. And combos of this are pretty easy. They're chain combos. There's not a lot of hard timing. I'm not the greatest player, so I do a bit of button mashing. I kind of know the combos I'm supposed to be doing, but my timing on it's kind of janky. Ooh. Wow. That's some good remix music here. Some of the tunes you'll hear in King of Fighters as well, and this is one of those tunes. Ooh, that's a super. Oh, that was close. I have it on easy because I'm not that good, but the difficulty ramps up in this a lot. From what I understand and what I remember, it gets really hard on normal to hard difficulties. Like, they definitely are like doing the reading your inputs to decide what they're going to do kind of thing. That's the thing with game AIs. It's really easy to make it super tough, you know. They can just make it impossible. Wow. King of Fighters. So storyline wise, this is part 4. Part 1 is Geese Howard sets up the tournament, I think because he killed the Bogard's father, and he just kind of sees the writing on the wall that they're going to take revenge, and he wants to get ahead of that. Part 2, and they kill him. They kick him off the top of his crime lord building that's a lot like Streets of Rage. Lord Warriors, actually. Some of that too, with Southtown being a crime city. Then part 2 is another King of Fighters tournament is set up by this guy Krauser, who turns out to be half-brother of Geese. Part 3 is the 2 smaller characters that I always have a hard time with in this one. Like Geese Howard, he's in the shadows, he's alive, but no one knows it. And he's trying to get these like immortality scrolls, but the 2 smaller people have the 3rd scroll that he needs, so that he uses that to get them out of hiding. And I think the 2 smaller people are the final people in that. I don't think that Geese actually shows himself aside from cutscenes and stuff in part 3. So this is like his actual return. And while the Fatal Fury series is more storyline than normal, this one is not. There is the basic story and some stuff you can infer from some ending animations, but most of it's just Andy or Terry having a final showdown with Geese Howard. Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, you can see like they're really becoming tougher to fight against. I wonder if I'm at the normal difficulty again. Oh! That was funny. I totally screwed myself there. Wow, that was a good rush. Oh, I think I'm gonna die. Oh, well, I think I'm gonna die. Of course I'm gonna die. Wow. Yeah. I had to continue once last time I played. This is my second? Third? I'm really not doing great. Oh, I called it a long play, right? Wow. There we go. They call those line sways, or when you go up and down in the planes. And that seems like an actual multiplayer. You could probably do some pretty good mix-up game. And the computer's not going to really fall for it, really. I don't seem to, at least. There we go. Oh yeah, I meant to do the foreground background thing. It's not gonna happen. Glad to see you, geese. Now I'll knock you silly. This is very much like the first Fatal Fury, but you know, a little bit better graphics. It's almost like a soft reboot of Fatal Fury 1. That's totally what this is. Oh, did you see it said something like in a box? I don't like this remix. I guess I should listen to both sides. I guess it's okay. Ah, that's totally what I wanted. There we go. Yeah, I did it. There we go. I got the final boss with that finisher. It's almost like a Mortal Kombat uppercutting down a pit. There we go. Bam, bam. So you normally don't get like that part of the cutscene with the normal endings of most of the characters, I believe, but you might not even see this part of it. Oh, he's so nice. He's still gonna try and save him. So fun fact, squirrels can potentially survive falling from any height. They can create drag on their way down, and they can land on their feet just right to possibly fall from any height. Don't try that. I don't want you killing squirrels or hurting them. But I was thinking about that and thinking that would be funny if that's how Geese Howard potentially survived part 1. And that is Geese Howard's son, actually. Rock Howard. I don't know how they met up, but essentially Terry fosters Geese's son. Becomes his dad, whereas, you know, Geese killed Terry's foster dad, actually. I think Terry's dad was still not even his real dad. So there's kind of a cycle kind of thing going on there. And there's a part where the timelines break up in the games. I want to say in Direct Fatal Fury timeline, this goes all the way to Mark of the Wolves. And, you know, they grow up with a good relationship to each other, I think it was. And then I think in King of Fighters, Geese ends up turning on, or Rock Howard ends up turning on Terry. I think that's what it was. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. But, you know, like maybe being angry, like, hey, you killed my father, I'm playing the long con. You know, sounds like some anime BS to me. I used to have this on the Saturn, so this is cool, like, kind of playing it again. Do one last look at the intro, and we'll call it a night. I might slowly take some time to just go through with all the characters. This does help me, you know, try and re-get decent at fighting games somewhat. Fatal Fury. Alright, have a good night. Peace. 1995, wow. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, took a screenshot. Awesome. Taking all these accidental screenshots. Wait, is that how I do it? There we go, stop broadcast.